Qualifier number 2, North America, everybody. Here we are, 30K. They made it to Miami. They got the ticket in the first qualifier, and now in the second qualifier for NA, the Anti-Clown Association here. And the winner bracket is semi-final, going all up against PEZ. On PEZ pets, I don't even know, performance enhancing socks. So I'm not quite sure if that makes them just, I don't know, hot players on steroids. I don't know. Got filled for the blue team on Sylvanas. We got June, map number 1 of the best of 3 on Malfurion. We have Infernal Shrines with Kelsey on Junkrat, Mason Blaze on Leoric. His Blaze was picked away, and Vince is playing Muradin. Towards the right side of the map, Free PX on Chromie. We got Porky on Blaze. Tiptings on Tychus, and Brandon on Johanna with BBJ playing Anduin. Okay, so again, this is the second qualifier for Miami, the Heroes International, taking place in the middle of October, 14th to 16th in Miami. We're going to have 3 North American teams representing NA, 3 European teams, and 2 Korean teams are going to be there too. The first big international Heroes of the Storm event ever since Blizzard decided that they're going to kneecap HGC and destroy the competitive scene in Heroes of the Storm, at least the pro scene. So we're back, boys, with a big offline event. $11,000 on the line. Players obviously get the tickets played as well, and also the accommodation. So definitely a great show for everybody involved. If you want to have more information, if you watch this on YouTube, you can drop down into the video description and check the links out that I'll put there. heroesinternational.net is a good address if you want to get more info about the streaming schedule and everything. The live games will be covered on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Khaldor. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on any of those, make sure that you hit that sub button there. And yeah, enjoy the show. We're going to have 3 days of Heroes of the Storm. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to be there. Trixler's going to be there. We have Fan and also Michael Udall on site for additional commentary. And it's going to be an absolute blast. And of course, if you live in the area, if you want to combine this with the trip, you're more than welcome to stop by. The entire event is open to audience members. So yeah, if you want to watch some live Heroes of the Storm and shake the hands of some players and casters, that's definitely going to be your best chance. Now in our best of 3 here, we have now an opportunity for the blue team to pull ahead a little bit. ACA made it into the grand final in the first qualifier, was defeated, but they are of course hoping that they will get that second ticket for the event for North America. With level 4 talents, the first objective is going to pop up soon too. We got now Shandell's Clarity on level 4, which by the way still sounds to me like it's either a brand of whiskey or maybe it's like a good vodka or something. But if you would offer me a Shandell's Clarity, I would definitely expect that I'm going to have a little bit of a hangover the next morning. So pretty good name there. If you look at Malfurion himself, then probably a little bit THC 420 mixed into this too. I mean, he gives though that vibe for sure. If that guy is not smoking, then I don't know who is. But as the first objective is up, the teams have taken their camps. We have Iptings getting his... Like, why does he not have a more epic mount? Like, that mount is neither epic nor unique, so I think he could have definitely exchanged that. I'm pretty sure that there's something in his collection that is a little bit more epic and unique that he could get and represent here. But either way, we got level 6. Both teams looking for level 7 so that they get the talent advantage on objective number 1. We're off to the races as both of them are looking for the first Punisher of the game. A lot of AoE here, obviously, and zone control for the red team in particular, since they're rocking Johanna and Blaze. Blaze still at the top side, fighting off against Sylvanas, who's threatening the wall together with that camp. But there's also Chromie to consider. So we got Mr. Pox himself firing away as best he can here, trying to get some stuns, some damage connected, ideally after stuns, with level 7 talents now for both teams, and Sylvanas is already on her way to help out a little bit. It is a fierce battle for the first Punisher. They're also trying to get a kill against Tychus, which hasn't happened yet. 34 to 31 stacks on the other hand. Muradin is down, jumped to his death as he was trying to chase Tychus. Now Junkrat is also dead, but they got the Punisher. So, Punisher number 1 in the hands of the Anti-Clown Association. And Sylvanas is also now down, which means we have 3 kills to 0 in favor of the red team. Now they gotta defend this, and they haven't even baited this over the wall. But still, thanks to the 3 kills, they're probably the winners of this little exchange here. So good for them. I mean, ACA at least got the Punisher. This would have been a total disaster if they lost out on it too. If there was 3 deaths against them and then lose this as well, that would be... yeah, that would be pretty much a disaster. But either way, as it stands, we also have 3 stacks for Tigers on the level 4. Again, you get the talent because you want to have the passive attack speed gain, not because you're necessarily thinking you can complete that quest. We have seen, of course, a few Tigers players in the past manage to do even that. But usually, if you are able to complete your Master Assassin on Tigers, then by that time the game is normally over already. But either way, Mirrodin gets burned down again, quickly. But this time he's able to jump out. And Sylvanas is still pushing at the top together with Leoric. And they are doing work here. So despite the fact that they lost 3 heroes so far, they are now... well, make that 4, maybe? June! Oh, close call, my friend. Anduin, once again with the save here. His pullout game is still on point. Yeah, that saves Tigers. But the top 4, they still suffered a lot of damage. There's the level 10 abilities, half a level advantage, so blue team needs to be careful. ACA is now up against the Blessed Shield on the other side. We have the Light Bomb, we got the Bunker Drop. I always knew that Blaze was a prepper. Blaze coming in with the Bunker, you know this thing is stacked. He's having all of it here. He has the food bunkered in, he has the water. Made sure that he also gets, I don't know, probably a couple of old school Playboys or something. Like, he's a hardcore prepper for sure. But either way, a couple of crates of beer, the essentials. 4 kills to 0 by now, so fantastic start for the red team into the tournament here. They are doing tons of work. I mean, again, they are struggling a little bit with these Sylvanas side pushes, but they are doing incredibly well when it comes to team fights and also on the objective. So for now, we have them in a situation where if they can pull a little bit farther ahead in XP, they might even hit level 13 and a talent lead on the next objective. And that's always a cool thing that you could technically try and snowball. And with level 10 abilities in the hands of the blue team, they're trying to go for a kill too. A little bit of desperation up here at the top. Dropping the... there it is. They get the stun. So they dropped initially the Entomb, but there's the first kill for the blue team. It's kind of interesting how this played out. They're going for a second kill, and oh, do they get free PX? Yeah, they do. So bye-bye Chromie. She's gone, and they're getting a triple. Anduin is also down. Holy shit. This definitely didn't go their way, did it now? There's kill number 4, and just like this, ACA is killing it. Going for the 4, dropping that 2, and they are now going to pull ahead in this one. But that was pretty wild, because initially what happened is an attack by ACA. They were trying with the Entomb to get Blaze and go for a kill. Now that didn't work out. Instead, they were chased back. Malfurion barely survived. And then it turned out that some of the red team's players went a little bit too deep and they got massively punished for it. Chased down, lost one hero after another. Now they also lose the advantage not only in experience but also on the shrine. So things are definitely not going the way of the performance enhanced Zux. I still don't know what to call this team. The name is way too long for me to say every single time. It's too long for the scoreboard. And I don't know, I'm probably just gonna call them the Zux or something. Yeah, it just sounds wrong. I mean, these guys are I mean, there's some kind of like, yeah, either way. Zug. I don't know who qualifies here, but part of me is like, we have to rename them or something. Okay, so either way, we get now the push through the middle. Sylvanas helping out, top 4 has fallen, and in the middle they can take the wall down, so good for them. Great start. And at the same time, we're now looking down at the bottom of the map to a gate that has been destroyed, and also trying to go for this here. The spray and pray is in after Shando... I mean, honestly, I think my alcohol theory is still true. If you look at the talents and match the talents that look alike and then look at the names. So we have Shando's Clarity, which is clearly the name of a spirit. And then we have Revitalize. So they're pretty much just trying to give us a couple of hints here. They are pretty much just telling us that whatever drugs Malfurion is dropping with his level 4 talent, being it a whiskey or anything else, it is clearly revitalizing heroes and keeping your spirits up. So yeah, if that is not a metaphor for something, then I don't know what is. The camp is taken. the choke point controlled, and they're trying to go for the hit, and there's the Entomb. Anduin gets hit, but nice moves by Chromie, immediately controlling the corridor that leads into the Entomb and forcing them back. Job well done. They are more or less even. Even experience, even kills. It's structurally where ACA has pulled ahead a bit. But this is exactly what the red team is now trying to change as they are moving through the bot lane in an attempt to take this one down. Okay. So, off we go. PEZ, what are they doing? In the middle of the map, we already have the camp working hard. At the top, it's Leo. He's not going to dive too deep. Doesn't want to get ganked. But they have an opening here. Yep. They're also trying to go for the camp. Muradin jumping in and steals it away. Look at that bastard. Comes in when all the work is done, says thank you, probably didn't even say that, and just stole it all away. That is just mean. Yeah, with half a level to 16, things are looking very, very good now for the Anti-Clown Association for the next objective. Get the lead in talents and then see if you can maybe take down the fort in the middle or go for the next Punisher. Damage output, to give you a bit of an idea here, we got 30k for Sylvanas, 25,000 on the other side for the top damage dealer on the red team. And that is Tychus. And they want that fort, and they're likely going to get it. At least they're going to get close, and the minions will most likely... No, they're actually saving it. Chromie. Yeah, somebody should have gotten close enough to try and get some damage on this one. So level 16 talents are in for both sides. And here comes the next shrine. We got the fast forward for Chromie. Drain build for Leoric. So you can start to drain this one hard. We have him with the Unyielding Despair and the Crushing Hope. And yep, they definitely want to crush their hopes and dreams a bit. Topside is annoying. Topside, that's catapults, that's the camp pushing for ACA. So PEZ needs to be very careful there, and they need to leave Blaze at the top lane for a bit longer, and they're not too happy about it because it means a head start for the Anti-Clown Association for the third shrine of their game, and they take that lead right away. The minion wave in the bot lane doesn't help either. Filth is keeping Chromie in her place, in her spot. Porky moving in now. They're trying to retake control, and already Odin popped by Ipdings, trying to force them back, trying to get a kill. Sylvanas! And she's dead. Sylvanas down, there's the kill, and that might just be the moment where the red team can go for a turnaround, but they're way behind on stacks on the minion count. 36 to 13. Can they keep them away here? Kelsia trying to connect a few more hits. 37, 38. They're getting so close. 39, and they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. Ooh, and do they get a kill here? Leo is falling back. Jojo is a bit far out, and the Punisher is gonna say hello in a moment if they're not moving back here. There's the stun, and that could be a problem. Anduin trying to pull this out. Junkrat, by the way, is moving off to the side, so Porky isn't getting him here with Blaze. They dropped the Entomb too. Big problem for Anduin and for Tychus. Both of them low. There's the drain, there's the jump. Anduin gets stunned, and he's dead. Anduin down. Big and long fight between the two teams for the dominant position on the bot lane, and it is the Anti-Clown Association that lock in the objective, get the kills. 5 kills to 5. Topside still pushing the team on their way into the mid lane now. Porky missing the stun, being met with a Storm Bolt. Doesn't help his case either. He gets the bunker, but he gets it too late. So he dies, but so does Junkrat. Isn't it? Endless battle between the two of them. It started before the shrine spawned and continued all the way to that mid lane exchange between them. 6 kills to 6, and still no additional structures taken down. Fort in the middle has been dropped down to 50%. The one at the bottom of the map, more or less the same. But they haven't been able to do anything big here. Despite all of the kills, despite all the action around the Punisher, we haven't seen another one taken. So, yeah, that was kind of wild. Now, at the bottom of the map, we still got Chromie trying to defend solo. And Sylvanas is again side pressuring. It's something that Dino is doing a lot on the European side and has been doing for ages, of course, like this Chromie side lane pressure and trying to just roam around and attack structures whenever the opponent is stuck somewhere else on the map. And They're currently attempting to do that whenever possible, to just get a few more hit points removed and eventually whittle those forts down. So he is working on that as the team is looking at another camp. Everybody is, of course, now focused on level 20 talents to get them in for the next shrine, which is going to spawn topside. But Team PEZ is starting to have some issues here, because the more they are losing in regards to infrastructure, the more difficult it's going to be to hold their position in the middle of the map with the fountains removed. Got filth, got balls, dives in deep, tries to get the hit with the rest of the team, and they're going for Tychus. They drop him and they take the fort down. Yeah, they went for the heavy attack here, especially with the 5 versus 4 situation that they had ongoing. Blaze was still stuck up at the top. Now we have another fort being destroyed. And yep, that's that. Here we are. They make another move over to the camp. But that was pretty sweet. 2 forts destroyed, they got a kill, and they can also steal the opponent's camp away. So that helps them with the next objective a lot. So yeah, nicely done. Down to the bottom of the map. They are just trying to get enough experience to catch up. Get level 20 in time for the next objective. Here's the Storm talent for ACA. So we have them for now with the Cannonball. We got Buried Alive and Bolt of the Storm. And of course, one camp that they can still get before the objective itself spawns and try to put some pressure onto the top lane. But the situation is going to be the same. This is a bit of a do-or-die moment for Team PEZ. I mean, not quite. They technically still have a chance there, but the problem is going to be if they don't at least get some kills here and lose the objective, then likely the top keep is going to fall. And they themselves haven't even been able to take a single fort down. Even the one at the bottom of the map is still there. Nobody moved in to try and claim it. So continuous catapults on all 3 lanes is something that they are now facing off against. With 20, we got the Piercing Sands, Blinded by the Light is in, and we have the Inner Fire. And it's the battle for Punisher number 4. Storm talents on both sides. Malfurion not picking his 20 just yet. We have Junkrat playing this out as best he can, just keeping them a little bit farther to the back with one grenade after another. But already the big bad button being used by Ipdings here on his Tychus, which means that this thing is going to run out of time very soon, and the lead in stacks is heavily in favor of the blue team now. So once the Tychus, yeah, there it is, Odin is over. So once that we're here, they can re-engage again. And, well, that could be a huge problem now for the red team. They're definitely struggling at this point. Getting the blessed shield out though, maybe now the opportunity, but Sylvanas coming in from the side with a nice Veiling Arrow, shutting it down, and Leo comes in, drops his ult, they're trying to go for the kill. Porky goes down, Blaze eliminated, they move in for BBJ, and he is dead too. They get a double kill, and now the shrine is wide open. 63,000 damage by Tychus, 51,000 by Sylvanas. Well played. The Buried Alive and also the Wailing Arrow doing a number on the red team during that battle. And now the attempt to go for the top lane. Keep in mind that they also got Sylvanas in their midst. It's a 3 versus 5 situation on the map. Sylvanas can help with the push. And in this best of 3 at the semi-final of the winner bracket of Qualifier number 2 for North America, things are looking very good for the Anti-Clown Association. They're done clowning around here, moving through the side gate. Once again, we got the big red button up. 22 seconds for Anduin, 15 for Blaze, and they can go for the keep. This one will fall 100%. Only question is, can they do more than that? Are they going to try to do more than that? Are they really not taking this? Are you kidding me? For real? I mean, that's a little bit of a lack of commitment. June moves out with full mana. Okay, they had their ult too. Yeah, I'm laughing as well, but for a different reason, Junkrat. Like, what the hell happened there? I mean, honestly, I'm a little bit blown away. They still had the Punisher up. They still had a couple of seconds until the full 5-man for PEZ was back on the map. And they didn't commit properly to the keep in a 5 versus 3 with the Punisher? With ults up and mana? Kinda me a little bit confused. After watching a lot of the European and also the Korean games, those are usually a lot more decisive when it comes to these situations. But letting the keep in play? Alright. That was a wild one. Fair enough. So the red team still has a chance. A little bit unexpected behavior, but I'll take it. Means that we have another opportunity for Team PEZ to turn it around. So, what are you doing here? 9 kills to 6. A little ping spam up here at the top. There's not going to be anything happening here. Bottom of the map, that's where the next Punisher is going to spawn. The next shrine. And all the way towards the top right, we get the camp claimed again. So, taking a little bit early here. I mean, again, we're now nearly 20 minutes into the game, so catapults are definitely going to be a lot more problematic, especially for the red team. Blue team so far doesn't have to fear catapults on any lane. They still hold on to all their forts. It's only the bot lane that will most likely lose that fort eventually. We got... Yeah, not really. So yeah, that kind of missed. That fort finally gets taken out, so at least we have some catapults spawning for PEZ. But interesting game. This is getting wild. So the next objective is going to be another big team battle. We have 9 kills to 6 so far. So especially in the last few team fights, ACA is doing a lot better here. But you are always up against that big red button, and there's so many stuns available for the red team that Chromie could capitalize on. Yeah, they're not going to be too happy about that. If June, for example, gets caught, then they're going to blow him out of the water within a second. So right now, the shrine has been announced, and everybody is going to get ready for that. We have one fountain still here in the middle, so that can theoretically be accessed by ACA during the fight. And down to the bottom of the map, Sylvanas is pushing this out a little bit further, but again, they lost their catapult advantage on the bot lane, so it's highly unlikely that the keep is really seriously threatened there in any way, shape, or form. But off we go. 4 more seconds, shrine activating. And again, with 21 minutes on the clock, this might just be the last one. Yeah, already good damage, not only from Tychus. Sylvanas was also doing some work here. Good follow-up from Malfurion too. There's the ult from Leo. And Anduin with a pull-out, but they're following into the choke point and trying to push them back here. Blaze already dropping the bunker. Light Bomb also used, but Myrddin was ready. He used his avatar. There's a lot of ults that were dropped, and in the meantime, ACA has taken a 22-stack lead on the objectives. Things are going really well for them. If things going for Odin, obviously, is forcing them back for the time being. But Sylvanas with a bit of additional damage, really cracking up the numbers. Oh, but Malfurion gets caught! June, 30 hit points! 30 HP, and he just walks away. Sylvanas is on the run. They win the Punisher. Another quick dive, and everybody trying to assist her, and he is getting away. Insane! Not only June on Malfurion, but Sylvanas is also able to get out of this, and this is bonkers. Once again, they are going through the bot lane in an attempt to get some kills here. They can isolate Chromie, and they drop her. Chromie down 10 kills to 6. The Punisher with a jump and the stun. They move in for Tychus, and they take him down to... Well played. Brandon also a bit low here, and I don't think they can turn this one around. Leo is pushing them back heavily. The bottom keep about to go down. The top keep is being attacked by a minion wave and will likely fall to the catapult. That thing hits like a truck at this point. So 2 of those keeps very likely going to be dropped in that encounter. And of course, I personally would be shocked if this is not going to end game number 1 and put the lead onto the board for ACA. The Anti-Clown Association, they're dropping Blaze. And this should be the end of the first game in this best-of-3 series at the winner bracket semi-final. The shield is gone, so is Johanna, and that will put an end to it. First game taken by ACA. They take the lead in the series here in the winner bracket. GG, well played and a good start for ACA.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, we got the lead for ACA, and we're in Cursed Hollow. Always a win in my book. We got a Tyrande mix. Alright, so far the track record of Tyrande in those NA qualifiers is a little bit meh. But let's see what's happening here. She is obviously a bit of a double-edged sword. She can be amazing as an asset, but she also comes with a lot of disadvantages that can be exploited by the opponent. On the left side, we got Vince on Anubarak, Mason Blaze on Blaze, we got June on Tyrande, Kelsey on Greymane, and Gut Filth on Falstad. On the right side of the map, Porky on Dehaka. We got Iptings on Sylvanas, BBJ is playing Karazim. We got Mr. FreePX on Tracer and Brandon on Diablo. And Tracer against Tyrande. That is gonna be interesting because, well, if you put the Hunter's Mark on Tracer in time, then you can definitely try and drop her quickly. But if Tracer has played well, then Tyrande is gonna have some problems for sure as the game continues. So, the problem with Tyrande, I mean, it's always the same. She is really nice. She brings a lot of advantages to your team. Interrupt potential on tributes too, when we're talking about her on Cursed Hollow specifically. But she's very squishy. She doesn't have a proper escape tool. So you need to really shield her, play her in a double support composition or whatnot. There have been a few teams that have successfully played Tyrande, but generally speaking, she is not one of the top picks when you're talking about healers for those very reasons. If you have a Genji against her, if you have anybody that has a lot of mobility and damage, then she can become a liability if the opponent is able to get to her. So every time you draft her, you need to make sure that you can either shield her completely from the opponent's team or that you have somebody else that can help to keep her alive a little bit more. And yeah, so there's definitely ways to make her work. Obviously in the past she was an absolute go-to hero, but things changed since then. Brandon gets attacked and now has to drop back and hit the fountain, but is not killed. So a little bit of early skirmishes that we're currently getting. We have topside, got Phils going up against Tracer. Still Porky in the middle with Dehaka. In regards to builds, we have level 1, the Tracer rounds here again. Karazim obviously, standard talent for him. Goes straight up for the Iron Fists. I mean, pretty much the only level 1 talent that is really worth picking in a competitive environment. And then the camps are now slowly starting to be focused by the teams as we have the 1 minute mark passed. Siege Giants already claimed and escorted. Each team has a global that it can use in the later stages of the game and try to go for the side lane pressure and soak. And with level 4 talents, we get the better bob. So all about zone control, all about just getting ready for the first tribute to spawn on the map. And or, of course, if you prefer that, you go for a few side push moves with Sylvanas. We've seen that in the first game already by the blue team, and it seems like Team PEZ is gonna try and repay them in kind. Pleb Horse! Flip things and oof. That's a bit of a dive. And poor Vince is getting a bit of an ass kicking here. Yeah, Karazim is coming in with a couple of punches, and everybody wants a piece of the cockroach, and instead it's Falsa that might die here. June with some insane heals and saves. Really impressive. Initially it was Blaze who nearly turned it around on the red team as they controlled the choke point, and you got a triple stun with the jet propulsion. But then the attack again against Falstad, and it's Tracer who falls first. What a weird conclusion to that encounter. From left to right and right to left, back and forth the entire time. And it's Tracer that falls. Crazy heals, by the way, from Tyrande here. So yes, well done by him. And they are going for another hit. They want to go for Brandon. They are trying to take down Diablo. Won't be able to make that happen just yet. But they got the first tribute. Somebody has to deal with the hacker, though. Yeah, you can't just let him push the mid lane like this. So, to the bottom of the map, we got Falstad. Of course, one of the noteworthy things is also that this is a tournament, the second qualifier here at the Heroes International NA qualifier series. This is a tournament with a loser bracket. If you lose here, it's not out. You're not out of the tournament yet. You're dropping into the losers bracket. You get another shot at making it towards the grand final. The hits are still keeping coming, and there's another one. Karazim is dead. Baldy down. Yeah, they saw him coming because that glare from his dome could be seen throughout the bush, so he couldn't just hide it. He went full Tien Shinhan on this one. And went full solar glare, and yeah, he just couldn't hide it. So they figured very quickly out where he was positioning himself and then dropped him, and they did the same to Diablo. So now it's 3 kills to 0, and that gives them a pretty significant lead. Yeah, looks really nice for them. as Porky comes in and slobbers up June. And he nearly went for a solo kill here. She is on the squishy side and needs to be very, very careful. But that meant that they couldn't get the tribute. So now, despite the fact that they have 3 kills to 0 and a bit of had experience, they can't really do anything about the tribute just yet. The Owl, of course, following up on this. Another interrupt moving in on BBJ as he's trying again. But Falstead is enjoying his freedom at the top lane. So a very American bird right here. So much freedom. But now that we have Tracer moving in, a lot of that is dwindling away. And the birdie is under pressure and has to move back out. It's a tribute for a tribute, then again. The red team locked it in. Now, the bosses are up. And they are thinking about getting it. Tyrande with another quick owl. Gets the hit. And sees exactly what's going on here with Sylvana. So they are starting to focus on the boss. But with all of the info that the red team has, they are rightly so deducing what's happening at the bottom left. And just respond by going for their own boss. Trying to push that in. We got the Huntress Fury on level 7. And, well, here we are. Bosses are gonna be taken on both sides. With Sylvanas, you can, of course, enhance the push at the top a bit further, even. Interestingly enough, they are the first ones to claim the boss, even though they started a little bit later. But, yeah, level 10 abilities are in on both sides. That gives us immediately the Cocoon, of course. And on top of that, we now got the Lightning Breath, Starfall for Tyrande, and we get the Bullet on the side of Greymane so he can pressure Diablo a bit further. Sylvana's actually moving down to the bottom of the map. Now they are assisting the top a bit, trying to help out here, especially with Porky protecting that minion wave. But there's also another triple that is coming up. Diablo with a good wall stun, trying to threaten Tyrande again, but June is able to walk out here. He's going to be the prime target. June will be throughout the game one of the prime targets for the red team. Now, of course, Falstead is also juicy. Who doesn't like chicken? I mean, the crispy chicken right here, crispy and spicy, especially when Diablo tries to go for the Lightning Breath barbecue style. So that could also help here. Now, we have with BBJ going for the camp, another attempt. Second tribute was taken for the blue team. Third in total, second for them. And also another bruiser camp on the left side. After the initial kills, we didn't really get too much in regards to big fights. But, yep, the owls keep flying. And they keep hitting. So Tyrande is sending out one after another, getting some scouting information here. Kelsia is chilling. He's AFK. That's a report in the making. But doesn't want to venture out too far before he gets dropped here. And good move, because with Tracer moving in, they could have definitely tried to triple up on him, which they more or less did already, but June is now helping out as well. So they saved the top fort. So far, not a single structure has been destroyed. Attack in the middle against the Bruiser camp that was dropped there earlier. Pokey with oh, actually, they go for the top and they get Greymane. Nice combo by Diablo and Karazim. Going full tag team on the big bad wolf and drop him with a 7-sided strike. That also costs the blue team one of their forts, so that one's down too. We got Porky sitting in the middle, still waiting for additional experience for the team. But the next tribute is spawning. And with the kill that they just locked in, Team PEZ is hoping to, again, equalize the amount of tributes between the two teams. And once that happens, it's going to guarantee another... first curse, actually, not another one, in the next one. So, right now, we already have the action at the bottom of the map, focusing on the Haka. He evades the next stun, on the other hand. So, yep. And, well... let's see what we are getting here. Top side. That's where we currently have BBJ doing his thing. Sixth Sense is ready. But then Anubara gets nearly caught down at the bottom, so they might have to help him out here. It's 4 men that are rocking the bot lane and moving in tandem, whereas Falstead is the only man up at the top. I talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the game. I mean, again, we are having currently Dehaka and Falstead as the 2 globals on the map, so they are going to continuously try to do these side lane shenanigans, whereas the rest of the team is playing out some 4v4 action and then occasionally joins the fight, but it always removes the global from the side lane that they're either going to try and pressure or to safeguard. So as it stands, we have level 13 talents for both sides. The next tribute is spawning, and that is the that is the 3rd tribute for one of the teams. So we're going to get a curse 100%. So yeah, 100% for that.
And, well, off we go.
Yeah, with the jet propulsion on Sylvanas. I mean, don't get me wrong, Blaze got met by some really nice damage a second later, but now they make another move. The mind control is missing though. Falstad isn't here yet. He's still pushing out the top lane and trying to escort those thingies, those siege giants in towards the fort. Filth is finally there and could also gust if need be, if they really have to interrupt this one. But they don't have vision, so he gets an easy hit in for free. The longer they can play this one out, the better for the top lane, because those siege giants are going to do some work. The problem is that the red team also has some siege giants at the bottom of the map. Once again, it's a choke point. No gust being used just yet. There it is. Seven-sided strike did little, but they're still fighting for it. And the blue team is on the run. They are trying to move away from this, trying to escape without losing anyone here, as BBJ is now again using all of the time and space that was currently created. The owl even soaked up, and this is a curse, and if they can get the kills too, then this is a disaster for ACA. They lose a Blaze up at the top lane. Also, everything has been defended, and boy, oh boy, could this be bad now for ACA. They are struggling here. The curse is ready. The bot lane fort is likely going to fall. There's siege giants still in play here too. Top lane gets pushed out. One fort was already destroyed a bit earlier. We're having the mid lane attacked heavily, and this one isn't making it either. So all three lanes have now lost their fort, and they are hoping to go for the top lane and at least drop the wall here too. Another 30 seconds until the curse is over, and they're closing in on level 16. If they get that too, just now as those minions are moving through the top lane, then they could use the talent advantage to maybe even threaten the keep a bit more. Opening the wall up is one thing, but if you can push this even further and take the keep down or drop it low, then that's of course the dream. 10 more seconds, they got 16 in. We got the Ricochet, we got the Will of the Forsaken, but they're falling back quickly. This is honestly, from the games that we've seen so far today, one of the biggest differences between the European style that we've seen and what we've seen from the Koreans. I mean, at least these two teams seem a lot more hesitant when it comes to pushing their advantage. You can always argue that they're playing it a bit safer and that they want to make the safe play. But at the end of the day, the red team had an advantage with level 16, and they could have pushed more aggressively for some damage on the top keep. Would they have gotten this? Probably not. But they could have definitely tried to damage it a bit more. Now it's an even exchange in bosses, as ACA took the bot lane boss. And of course, there's an argument to be made in favor of this boss push now at the top instead, and just simply you making the point, hey, we feel we can get this keep by using the boss here. But then again, of course, there's also the counter argument that instead of going just simply for keep, you might have been able to snowball a little bit further towards the core with the boss after the keep is destroyed or already damaged. So they're going to try to make the best out of it, and it's still a very dangerous push, of course, for ACA. But now both teams have level 16 talents, so that's definitely playing a bit of a role here. Starfall has been used. The keep is gone 100%. Pork is a bit low and has to retreat here. Gets the heal, pops the essence. He's totally fine. And after the keep is taken, they simply move away. Down to the bottom of the map. Now that we are having the top lane attacked, we already have the boss doing at least work at the wall. It's not going to get to the keep. At least it shouldn't. Especially with the Haka now also starting to join. It's definitely not going to happen. But yep, here we are. 0 deaths on Tirana, by the way. Good job on June. We have only 5 kills in total here at the 13-minute mark. And with the forts lost and the first keep destroyed, things are a bit tricky for ACA. So we could end up with a 3-mapper in this first series of the day here. Yeah. Another tribute is spawning. And of course there is some pressure against the red team now, because with 2 tributes to their name, Anti-Clown Association, they have an opportunity to turn things around by locking a tribute in, getting a curse, and destroying some structures themselves. Taking those sidewalls down, also a good move, trying to just limit vision a bit more. And there's no play being made for this. They just let this go. No attempt at a fight. ACA decides that it's just not worth it to try and get the tribute. It's the first one for the opponent, so they're letting it go. They're trying to catch up a little bit in experience and bridge that gap slightly. But it's also a bit of a gamble. I mean, if you let too many of these go, then eventually there's going to be a third tribute with potentially a level 20 talent on the other side that you don't have. So while letting one go might be alright, they have to be very careful with the game that they're playing here. Because that's now the next tribute. And what are you going to do now? Let that one go as well? Then your opponent hits level 20, you don't have Storm Talons, and you might get cursed again. So they have a few tough decisions to make here. Are they really going to let this one go? They let it go again. I mean, alright boys. Or do they? Seems like they do. Moving down to the bottom of the map. What are you looking for? Everybody's moving down to the bot lane. What are they looking for? Seriously? For some solo laner? Are they looking for the Haka? He's the only one channeling. But he gets the second one. So they give this up pretty much instantly. I'm not sure I get the game plan here, honestly. I'm a little bit worried that it's going to be a 20 versus 19 fight on the third tribute. So... does ACA know that the red team doesn't have level 20 yet? That they didn't have it for the last minute or so? Did they know that? Because they behaved like their opponent had a talent advantage. So now we have level 20, and there's nearly a level missing until we get that talent for the blue team. And here's the inevitable push. There's the tribute now. I mean, I really don't know what's happening here. Like, what is the game plan for ACA? I'm honestly confused. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because the tribute is spawning in 8. This is a very close one between them. Now they're chasing Blaze, who had to be on the lane so that they get additional experience, get closer. And now he gets caught because of that. He is going to likely die eventually. They can interrupt up here at the top, but yeah, so he's down. And again, the reason he's dead is because he was trying to get the experience for them in the middle of the lane, since they realized they had mistimed this a bit. Now it's a 5 versus 4, and the tribute is there. It will be a second curse if they take it, unless they get more kills and go for the core directly. This is a bit strange. I guess they just simply miscalculated a little bit how long this would take, and thought they could get the experience a bit quicker. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is that they just simply gave up a curse. They literally gave up 3 tributes to the opponent. Lost the hero, are now cursed again, and they are trying to go for boss. What? Alright, they go for the boss to go for the top lane pressure. I think they could have done the same thing after attacking the middle. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They want to go boss and core. So boss and core it is. They know it's a 5 versus 4, so the boss is free. And the lanes have to be defended, but yeah, then they have to push with the boss for the core now directly. So there's a camp taken down at the bottom of the map. What are they doing? You had a curse and it was a 4 versus 5. Why are you taking bosses to take down structures? That one was free. If you get a kill, you go for... guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't understand what this is. Like, they had a curse and they could have gotten the one in the middle for free. They're still likely, obviously, going to win the game. But I really think that both teams need to play a bit more decisive if they want to have a chance at the International. So they get the bottom hit, that's fine. Again, they're obviously massively ahead, but still, I think they can be way more decisive than this. They had a 4 versus 5 and could have taken the keep in the middle, could have even gone down to the bottom. They could have still taken the boss after that. So likely they're still going to win this one here right now. But I think if you are making those decisions in a different setup on an offline environment, then you have to be more decisive and take the advantages that you have. So as it stands, kill for a kill. The boss is likely going to take this one down. So good job by PEZ anyways. They will push us to game 3, I assume. Would be a miracle if ACA is still somehow defending this. And they are not. So Cursed Hollow goes to the red team. Game number 3 incoming here in our semi-final. But still, they are a bit timid, I would say. Like most of the teams that we observed so far from the other regions would have been a lot more aggressive in the way that they are closing those games out. So... quite hesitant from the two teams here. But I guess the result that we go to game number 3, well deserved. 2 curses, multiple bosses, and well, off we go. Third and final map in this semi-final of the winner bracket. Game number 3, the final map in the best of 3 series. Off we go, everybody. We are on 2 with the Spider Queen. We got Filth on Phoenix, Kelsia's playing Sylvanas, Mason Blaze on Urel, June on Anduin, and Vince on Johanna. They come in again with their Phoenix play here by Filth. We've already seen that on 2 with the Spider Queen before. Now on the right side of the map, we got Porky on Leoric, we got Pogax on Hanzo, Brandon on Diablo, Iptings on Junkrat, and BBJ is playing Deckard Cain. The old geezer is in the house telling stories, fealty unto death. Yeah, and this is match point. So the winner goes on to the winner bracket final. The loser drops down into, you guessed it already, the loser's bracket, exactly. So, there's the lower bracket because there are no losers in Heroes of the Storm, only winners. First winner and second winner. Everybody's a winner here. Hey! Yeah. Porgy with a big swing up at the top. Swing! I like Leo. Leo's a very relaxed hero to play most of the time. It's kind of fun. I guess if you would overdo it a bit, then he can also get a bit on the boring side. But yeah, he can definitely be very, very relaxing. Swing and drain. Swing and drain. All day, every day. Okay, so we have in the middle of the map the normal rotation now from the mid towards the top. Bit of a sneak down here by Kelsia. Do I go for the cam? Do I try to go for the attack? They are waiting for a chance to put some pressure on the Junkrat, but they are now moving in with Anduin trying to throw some light around and lighten those siege giants. Yeah, I'm sorry. Even I'm a little bit embarrassed by this one, but yeah, anyways. Brandon checks it out. I mean, he sees what's happening, but the camp is taken. Same time, we have 3 heroes committed to the Bruiser camp, so it's not like they could have sent somebody over here. Siege Giants against Bruiser camp. They can still take the one on the left side. Have to send also Phoenix in together with that. The mobile offense is already coming at the top with the wave clear. Vince is going for his thing, and yeah, it's party time. Okay, so... By the way, there's always one question that just pops up consistently, and that is like, hey, wait a second. Why are there heroes with the oxygen tag on this team? Why are there heroes with the diamond hands tag there? This is because there's a very stupid thing in Heroes of the Storm where teams are always, or where players are either asked by teams or they themselves add a clan tag to their name. And since all of these players are switching teams more often than I switch my underwear, it always means that you end up in situations where just nothing matches anymore. You have people with certain clan tags on both sides all of a sudden, and it's like always a mess. So never really pay a whole lot of attention to what's in front of the player's name on any team, because it's usually just massively wrong. We had the first kill of the game now too. Still a couple gems lost in that little exchange, and that means that the red team is now starting to take a bit of a gem lead that they couldn't turn in yet, but once they do, they would be able to secure those, of course. So right now we get the Neil Peasants over here. We got also the shielding potion for boy Deckard Cain. And they are looking for Diablo. Brandon! Nope, makes it out. So Diablo is still fine. Is it a little bit weird for Deckard Cain to support Diablo? Is that a thing that keeps him awake at night? Or is he just going to torture him all game long? Stay a while and listen. Until Diablo is just so fed up with this bullshit that he commits honorable Sudoku. Talking about Sudoku, seems like... oh, CPX nearly going down here? Yeah! Nearly. That was nearly a kill. Kelsier coming out of nowhere with the Sylvanas nearly dropped Hanzo. Instead, they're now dropping Diablo, so he's dead. You know, it was actually not even them killing Diablo. It was just Deckard Cain sitting there and refusing to give him a potion. He was just like, I didn't see that coming, right? So yeah, they got a traitor in their midst. So Diablo's down, kill for a kill. Both teams with level 7. And that gives us an additional talent, and 20 gems have been turned in. 20 gems for the red team. Team PEZ, the performance enhancers, with Porky tapping the fountain at the top just in time. As a turn-in is possible for both teams. And the red one is trying to make it happen, as we have some interrupts over here. Got Filth with some filthy damage. But Diablo is ready. Anduin with a desperate prayer now. Nobody able to get a web weaver wave yet. 4.5 minutes in. A little bit of poke up at the top, and now Phoenix is in trouble, but also gets some help from Urel and from Anduin, who are both saying hello, trying to join the fight here. Consistently just rotations, and Iptings in particular with Junkrat just wants to get rid of all of those gems. Like, guys, I don't feel comfortable here. Nicely done. Plays with a vision, sneaks in, and drops the 22. That puts them in reach of a web weaver wave. They only need to deliver 8. That's definitely possible. Good for the blue team, though, that they were able to sneak Sylvanas again down to the Siege Giants and take them. But BBJ with another turn-in attempt, and that is space and time created. Oh, and it's too late to interrupt, so the red web weavers are gonna touch ground first. Good for the red team. Siege Giants have to be dealt with, but that's a nice start. Spray game not on point. That's weak sauce over here. That is amateur hour, honestly. Really? Pleb spray? Pleb spray on your home server? On your main account? Pleb spray? Damn, son. That's just wrong. There's a big F. So, yeah. No. This is not what we need here. Where are those animated ones? We need some real action. But either way, now with that, we have the push in the mid and bot lane in particular. If they can actually break through a couple of these structures and take another minion wave or 2 down, they might hit level 10 with this too and have a tiny advantage. They're already looking for kills, and of course with every kill they can also deny some gems to the blue team. So here we are. We have the mid lane. Heavily damaged. I mean, not only did the wall go down, but they're also dropping a lot of hit points on that 4. There's level 10 a little bit earlier for the opponent. Sylvanas dealt with the bot lane, and up at the top, not a whole lot of damage done. So actually, this was a lot weaker than I expected it to be. I mean, eventually, they're now able to do at least some work and take a couple of these towers and gates down, but not as much damage as they probably hoped for. Falling Sword for Jojo. Anduin is teasing the bubble. He's teasing. It's gotta be the light bomb, isn't it? It's always the light bomb. He's not gonna unleash the Donald on us. I don't think so. I can't look away. He wants the word. It's the best word. It's salvation. It starts with an S, ends with an N. It's great. I have the best words. Everybody says so. Alright, either way, maybe we're gonna get it, maybe we don't, but we already have, of course, for Leo the Entomb, as per our usual agreement. We got at the same time to stay a while and listen, and with that, we are going for it. Bottom of the map, though. Oh, talking about going for it. Seems like they're trying to go for a kill here. Anduin, yeah, he goes for light bomb. No words here, unfortunately. But the web weavers, they are now touching ground and jumping straight into a bruiser camp. Can you imagine if you're the middle web weaver and you're like, hey, what is this shit? Really? No minion support at all, and I'm immediately taken down by all of this crap here. Can you please be a little bit more considerate when you summon me? Like, that web weaver doesn't want to be in the middle. That web weaver wanted to be at the bot lane, you know, massive amounts of support, a minion wave, a couple of heroes. If you're that web weaver down here, then you know you're in good hands. The one in the middle, that's the ugly stepchild. So yeah, I feel a little bit sorry for that middle web weaver. Didn't deserve that. Comes just out of the cocoon and then you are greeted by that crap. That's not cool. And that particular web weaver wave also did pretty much nothing. I mean, no damage on either fort. A couple of gates down, maybe a tower or so, and that's it. Yeah, that's a little bit weak. Especially with Sylvanas. They definitely wanted more out of that. Siege Giants get attacked again. Talking about Sylvanas, our girl is currently top lane. They have full vision on everybody, so Sylvanas is immediately starting to go for the attack. The only one that can try to screw with her a bit is Leo. And he's already coming in, but they took the entire thing down. So yeah, good for them. Porky has 34 gems right now. Yeah, definitely don't want to activate your trait when you have this many. There's a turn-in attempt, but interrupted. And Porky, careful. Yeah, he is low and should definitely not assist Diablo, whatever happens here. We still have down at the bottom of the map Junkrat escorting those 2 Siege Giants and doing some nice work with that. That's more damage than they did with the web weaver before, so those guys are definitely key here. VIP Siege Giants at the bot lane. Bob and Bill. Yep. Junkrat still pushing them away here too. Arrow. Ooh, that one goes to an A. Whew. Alright, alright. Oh! Guys, I'm just getting an update here. Ah, yeah, I'm getting an update. The Arrow just reached Miami. And that Riptire reached Anduin, so that's a kill. Nice combo. Good lockdown, then the barbecue play from Brandon, and of course we had the Riptire from Junkrats. Anduin is down. Got even a bit more damage in and nearly killed Sylvanas too, but that is going to allow them to go for the next turn-in. Webweaver time, again. Party time, let's go. Level 13 on both sides, that gives us the ominous Wraith. And we also got the Cold Embrace, with them having finally a chance to take some forts down at this point. Okay, so all the way up at the top. What do we get here? Porky. Yeah, tries to... Well, actually, if he gets a little bit of an assist here, he still has his ult up. So we try to catch somebody at this point, but haven't yet. They're moving into the middle now once again. Trying to go for the fort here, down at the bottom of the map. Careful, Mason Blaze. And yep, Urel gets stunned. Urel gets attacked. Might have to pop the ult. Gets out without it. Fort at the bot lane has been destroyed. The one in the middle follows. So 2 of the 3 are down. And at the top, there's additional pressure that has been unleashed too. And again, Leo still has his ult. And we have a potential follow-up. Could try and go for it now. Could at least force the ult from Jojo if they wanted to. But Vince pops the Iron Skin. They're pushing them away. Bot lane, on the other hand, that's where Junkrat has done a lot of work and really escorted the Web Weavers in deep. So they're now trying to take the entire gate down too. That's an amazing objective. Compared to the first one, this one was great. And they're still working on Johanna. She might have to jump out and indeed does that. And that opens the fort up for more damage. So they're getting a few more points here. Stay a while and get wrecked. Easy ult, easy kill. Phoenix is dead. They want June. Anduin is getting away. What? Anduin gets out and so does Vince. Nice save here by Johanna, but also a bit unexpected. I thought that was for sure a drop on Anduin, but nope, he manned up today and was able to recover a lot of the gems and then move out of the fight. June going boss mode once again. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but whichever support this man picks, he is putting a number on the opponent. Now we have a turn-in opportunity for Sylvanas, which means it's a traditional trade. Gems for a boss defense. That's what we're going to get here. And Team PEZ is pulling him farther ahead. They have level 16. With that, it's a talent advantage. They get the boss, and now it should be an easy Webweaver defense because, well, ACA decided that they would rather trade than just face it up at the top. So, yep, there we go on the mid lane for now. Trying to defend already, but Diablo, Brandon, and he's dead. Brandon down, and well, now they're having a problem, and they have a bigger one since they also lose Porky. Alright, that is bad news, because despite everything else, that's a few gems lost. It's a pretty steep amount of gems that they actually just dropped here, with 2 frontliners getting annihilated. And instead of going for a boss defense, ACA decided that they would instead just press the agenda here in the middle. They got Sylvanas, they got the Web Weavers, the one at the top is doing work too. Mid lane fort has been destroyed. And they are doing some serious work with this, whereas the top keep, of course, is taking some damage, but this is not going to get destroyed. And taking all of the forts down on the red team side is definitely worth it. After the top gets taken, they're moving down to the bottom, and they have still Sylvanas. And they can take this easily. That is absolutely worth it. The kill against the front line has allowed them to go for all the outer structures, and now both teams are dead even in infrastructure. So, very, very well done by ACA. Now they have to try and get those 46 gems delivered. They got 83 still. They got 83 gems. And compare that to the opponents. There's a massive, massive difference in gems right now. Just simply because of those 2 kills that we saw a second earlier. So, nicely done by the Anti-Clown Association. A really important kill. And now they get another Webweaver wave. This one isn't even contested. Which, again, surprises me. Why would you not contest this? I mean, they knew it was coming. They must have known. They have a full 5-man on the map. They know how many gems the opponent has. So this is a little bit weird. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what exactly they did there, but well, why they did it. Apparently they feel a little bit more confident with their defense, but they could have tried to at least interrupt this a little bit and force the fight. So they didn't want to do that. And with that, we now have 3 kills to 3, 18 to 18. Up at the top, somebody got caught, and it is Leoric again. Porky gets out. Alright, so Porky is out. He's able to make it just barely past the gate. The mid lane has been defended. Up at the top, there's some damage dished out. Junkrat is dealing with the bottom of the map and is going to be able to save this. But up at the top, the wall has been opened up. They are not pushing this at all. Like, this is the thing that surprises me a little bit with the teams here. They have full vision of Junkrat at the bot lane, so they know they have a 5 versus 4 at the top. Any other region would at this point just push a bit. It's not necessary that you're going for a ton of damage, but if you can remove, let's say, another 10% of that keep, why wouldn't you do it? As long as you have full vision of Junkrat, there's no reason not to. Your opponent can come in with an Entomb, but you have Anduin, so he can pull any target out with ease. You have also multiple heroes that are so mobile that they can escape the Entomb themselves. So, a bit strange to me that they wouldn't just use these opportunities to poke this a bit, and once Junkrat makes a move away from the bot lane, they can still retreat safely, or at least should be able to. So, either way, we have now another opportunity at a turn-in for the red team, and they also are closing in on level 20. And that's exactly what I would have been afraid of if I'm ACA. I would have liked to do a bit more damage than that, try to maybe buy myself a bit more time. But here's now the chance for the red team to get a web weaver wave themselves, maybe take a keep or 2 down. And I guess if they get a kill here, they can also try and go for core. Again, this is a best of 3, it's a tied series. We are literally on the final map of this one. And here come the 20s. It's half a level that has been closed by has to be closed by ACA. And a kill right now for the red team would be the dream. Even if 20 is locked in by ACA. Yeah, Jojo saw that coming from a mile away. This is still a half... I mean, it's an identical trade in cooldowns. But still, it's nice to burn this one down now, because if 20 is now hit, this one would have hurt. But either way, as it stands, they're now pushing for the mid lane. So let's see what they can pull off here. Level 20 is ready. That gives us again the Heaven's Fury. The cooldown reduction is something that Jojo couldn't use beforehand. There's also now the Light Bomb upgrade. They are trying for keep number 1. Urelis at the top, Phoenix at the bottom, so it's a 5 versus 3 in the middle. The combo and the kill. Anduin is down. That's a big opportunity. It is only seconds before Team PEZ is going to run away. They are heavily in the lead. They have a 4 versus 5. It can be only seconds before they move out again. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. I'm just joking. Please take that keep. Don't do this to me. They don't have a support. If you don't take the keep now, when are you going to take it? So yeah, here we are. Off we go. The keep is taken. Thank God. But they are not pushing for more. I guess they're going to go for boss with this one. Boss is up. They have 28 seconds. That's a free boss that they can take here. Full vision for the opponent as well. No problem with that. And that is likely going to lend itself to another attack up at the top, where they can then go for keep number 2. So yeah, that's what we're most likely going to get. Down to the bottom of the map in the meantime, they're just trying to push this out a bit. They know that there's obviously an attack coming through the top lane. They're waiting for June still. Without the support, there's just no fighting these team fights. You have no sustain whatsoever. 41,000 damage for Sylvanas in total. We got 51,000 for Hanzo. And now with the boss, they're making their play topside. And this is, I mean, the minimum that you want to get here is the keep. You kind of want to push for core, but again, you don't want to overdo it. And over-chasing in this situation doesn't make any sense either. You have already taken the mid-keep. If you get the one at the top, then you're in such a great spot when it comes to catapult pressure. And we are now 18, 19 minutes into the game. Big dive behind the team, trying to force the fight. Stay a while and get wrecked. They try for the kill! The barbecue! Oh boy! Leo is the one that dies. How did nobody fall for the blue team? Nobody died. Urel with the ult. This is ridiculous. Especially Phoenix. He procced the Unconquered Spirit, but he was then able to get out. Now Urel is dead too. Leo will be back. How far are they going to push this? Do they try? No, they move back. They move back out. trying to make their play maybe with even a turn in. They're getting closer to having enough gems for another one. Salvo being used by Phoenix. He wants the kill and he gets the kill. Hanzo is dead. What a game all of a sudden. There is a turn-in opportunity for ACA. They got the gem count and they hope for kills. Got Filth is dead. Got hit points? Nope. And they also take Sylvanas. Oh boy. Back and forth kills now for both teams. Gems lost, no more turn in for ACA. They don't have the option anymore to turn in here. Same time, it's a play for Vince on Jojo. He holds 27 gems as well. Catapults already at the top core, by the way. So that's something that they could try and escort in too. It's literally only 2 defense. I don't even know what they're chasing. It's 4 versus 2, boys. You can just go for the core. You know that, right? They're still chasing Jojo. I really don't get why. Now Urel is back, so now it's a 4 versus 3. But they haven't made any plays for the core at all. So, didn't really believe in their chances to drop it with the 4 heroes. Urel would have spawned at some point, but if they escort the catapults in, they could have done some damage here. But they are closing in with the turn-in, so they can go for another one, making this work. The kill wasn't solidified on the other hand, so that's a bit of an upset. But with just 5 gems missing until they have 65, they can go and try with another Webweaver wave. So we are 21 minutes in nearly. And yep, the blue team, of course, since they didn't lose Johanna, she was able to jump out. They have now 32 gems that they can deliver, and they do exactly that. That gets them quite close to a turn in themselves, but they're not quite there yet. 52 to 56 gems turned in. Both teams need 65 for the next one. Yeah, the catapults are, of course, starting to become a bit of a concern. I mean, both teams want to go to the winner bracket final. Both teams are trying to reach the winner bracket final as quickly as possible here. Can they pull it off, though? Yeah, there's the next move. Junkrat, one hit after another. Now, of course, there's also the minion, the Bruiser camp in the mid lane. So that's another problem. Yeah, also Porky. Oh, Leo, no trait activation yet. Yeah, still pushing them away here. Both teams are closing in on the turn-in. PEZ has enough for the turn-in already. One catapult in the mid lane gets the scored in by the Bruiser camp, so that could do damage soon. Arrow connects with Urel. She gets the ult out. Is still alive. The Entomb! No, the mind control, and Leo is dead. Leo down. The fight continues. No turn-in possible anymore for the red team, at least for now. Unconquered Spirit proccing again! And Godfilth is getting again out of the fight. This is the second. Oh, this is a kill. This has to be. They still can't get him. Are you shitting me? This guy is unkillable. Again, Phoenix makes it out of the fight even after the bullseye connects from Hanzo, and then Diablo moves in. They take down Urel instead. What a bananas battle. So many catapults now moving in for the core, by the way. They still want Phoenix. They haven't learned their lesson yet. And Godfilth is just sitting there and he is punishing them every time. Or is he? Yeah, he's still in play. Of course he is. 5 versus 4 on the map. And a turn-in opportunity again for like the 5th time in a row now for Team PEZ. They could turn in, but they don't. They lose Junkrat instead. This can't be happening. What is this finish here? Game number 3 is ridiculous. Diablo is down 2. This was a 4 versus 5, by the way, and they get 3 kills. 3 kills. Diablo is back. A 4 versus 5, and this is just bananas. There's a turn-in possible now for the Anti-Clown Association, and they have a boss that they can take. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, this is getting nasty. If they get both, that should be game. There's 2 keeps missing still for the blue team, but they have everything on the map that they need to defend. The red team gets the Webweaver wave. They didn't interrupt it in time. So now it's a boss against Webweavers. Boss at the top lane, Webweavers everywhere else. And with the catapult pressure, how do you deal with this? I guess they gotta defend. So very likely each team is just gonna sit here and is gonna defend. I mean, ACA could have gotten a turn-in. They could have just decided to go for the turn-in. They decided against it. They wanted everything, and now they might get nothing. well, nothing in the sense that they're not going to gain anything. It's going to be a boss defense against the Web Weaver wave, so at least... I guess what they accomplished to do at the end of the day is eliminate the gems from the red team, but they shouldn't really be too happy about that. So the defense at the bottom of the map is happening. Web Weavers are not going to accomplish a whole lot here. At the top and the middle, the same is also going on. Sylvanas is already done with her job. She's by now... By the way, look at Jojo's siege damage, 177,000. Junkrat is at 200k right now. But yeah, so Vince, I guess they could have maybe positioned Johanna down at the bot lane a bit sooner, trying to guard the turn-in point. They still have enough gems for a turn-in themselves. So if the blue team gets to the turn-in point, they can make that happen. But we're now 25 minutes into the game here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Arrow connects at the barbecue, and they still can't get the kill. And Leo is again activating his trade. Yeah, the tactical death of Leoric. He drops again. They also kill Diablo. This time he's down for the count. 5 deaths on Leo, 4 on Diablo. That's the turn-in right there. And all of a sudden, things are looking great for ACA. They turn in, they get the Web Weavers. We're 25 minutes into the game. Kirsia, careful. If CPX is now getting kills here, then that is going to be a problem. Now they're taking the camp, or at least they're trying to. They might be able to pull that one off. If they do, well, here comes Phoenix. The camp is taken. If they get a kill on Anduin or anybody else right now, then this defense is going to happen. And then this game is going to continue until the end of days. I'm going to be sitting here another week or so. Yeah, we are now 26 minutes into the game. The Web Weavers are coming down. Diablo's back in 10 seconds. And Hanzo is just getting damage in. That boy is going to join the 6-digit club in 4,000 additional damage. He's at 96,000 right now. So topside play likely going to take the keep down. But I mean, the blue team has already lost keeps earlier, and they don't care. They're still fighting. We're on level 24. We're soon going to hit level 25, by the way. Hanzo's arrow dropped. Top keep, not lost. Mid keep, not lost either. This is the game that doesn't end. 11 kills to 8. 11 to 8. And here we are. The party continues at the bot lane this time. Now it is the blue team that is pushing a lot more aggressively. They have taken map control thanks to those Web Weavers at least, but they didn't get any of the keeps, which means that the catapults are still going to turn this around eventually for Team PEZ. Again, who drops into the losers bracket? Who continues in the winner bracket? Another entomb, another bullseye, another save. Phoenix is still fine. Phoenix is totally Gucci. They're moving back. Nobody has gems for a turn-in. We're not even close to another turn-in. And the boss is not up for another minute and 40 seconds. So catapults and minions are your biggest concern right now. That's the biggest problem. 104,000 damage for Hanzo. We get 90,000 damage for Phoenix. 200,000 siege damage for both Hanzo and for Jojo. Phoenix is trying to catch up. And the only thing that's on the map is a couple of camps, and they're already going for it. We're 27 minutes in, we're at level 25. Can you imagine how hard these catapults hit right now? If Team PEZ is getting catapults onto those lanes and onto the core, this is going to be a disaster for the blue team eventually. Double catapult at the top. Somebody should deal with that. 26 gems have, by the way, turned in, and they have another 20... Actually, they turned 50 in, so they're 20 short. They're getting much, much closer to another turn in. The party continues. The stun, the old man, and he waddles away. Deckard Kane, one little step at a time. Deckard and Jojo have not died yet. The power of the Diablo universe right there. 0 deaths on both. Jojo had an awesome defense earlier too. Sorry, not defense. Yeah, well, she had a couple of nice defenses too, but I was talking about an escape when she was able to get away there. But here we got 28 minutes now into the game. 28. This is just nuts. Nobody wants to end. Yeah, the boss is going to be up in 10 more seconds. So that's going to be another big focus point. And again, those catapults, they can become a problem. They try to go for Vince again. He has the iron skin and he uses it. Not afraid of that at all. 11 kills to 8. 50 gems. 8 more and they have a turn-in. 8 more and they have a turn-in. Here comes the engage and the arrow. get burned to a crisp, baby. No chance for Jojo to jump out. That's the first death of him, and he goes down. That was big. That was really big for Team PEZ. Now they want the boss. If they get it, it's game over. If they get the boss, it's game over. It's a 4 versus 5. They're trying to fight this out. Urel says hello. It was a bait all along. It was a ruse. They're trying to safeguard Filth again. Interrupt on his ult. Gets the salvo back in a couple of seconds. They got 11 gems. There's the mind control. Mason Blaze moves away too. All they're trying to do here is waste time. Waste the time of the red team. Make it possible somehow for Jojo to come back. And they're going for another engage. They're trying again. Urel, she has her ult. They're still poking. They're still looking. Here comes another play as Vince engages. Vince isn't here. But as we have, well, the tube dropped and they're getting away from it. No, they lose Sylvanas. Sylvanas is gone and catapults on the core. And these boys hit like trucks. Jojo will have to defend a little bit. They're already losing hit points here, but they can't lose the boss either. Jojo ignoring the catapults for now. Minion wave is hopefully for them going to take it down, but they're still suffering a little bit of damage. The boss on the other hand is not taking it. They're trying to make another play for it. The red team is going for another kill. They're looking for it. Sylvanas in here. The arrow is missing completely. Doesn't hit anything. The quad on the 92%. Got Filth. Oh, Conquered Spirit once again getting popped. They're going for the boss. 30 minutes into the game. Another big team fight, and there's the kill. Hanzo is down. Hanzo's down. So is Jojo. They get the kill on Urel, and everybody on the blue team is all of a sudden starting to fall, with Ifting still shelling the shit out of them with grenades from a distance with basically no hit points. What a finale to this game. 31 minutes into it, and here is the final attack towards the core. This is game. No matter what they're trying to do here, Sylvanas is going to be back. She can't do shit, and that is a 2-1 victory for Team PEZ in the winner bracket semi-final of qualifier number 2 for North America for the Heroes International against the Anti-Clown Association, who's now dropped into the losers bracket. Nicely done, well played. Again, guys, you want more infos about the main event, check out the video description or go to heroesinternational.net. GG! Team PEZ moves on to the winner bracket final.